What is up, good and wonderful people? Got some good news. I feel I'm 70-30 on it right now. There is a Netflix animated Good Times that is coming out. And with Netflix developing things, it's really hit and miss. It's like 50-50. And we need something like this, but at the same time, seeing the names behind it kind of got me going, what is this going to be? You have Norman Lear, who was part of the reason that Netflix that Good Times, the original show, declined in value. It was him. If you've ever seen any Eric Monte interview or any of the cast, especially John Amos videos, and interviews, even Esther Roll when she was alive, and she did interviews with Jet Magazine, and you see it was him. Then Steph Curry is behind it, along with Seth MacFarlane. Yeah. Where's Eric Monte's name? It's nowhere. I don't see it. It's weird, and it bothers me quite a lot, actually. Um, it really does bother me. Steph Curry. Okay, I don't know much of if he's done any film work that is noteworthy. Let me actually, I'll just kind of pull up on another tab while I'm talking here just to see if he's done anything. Um, Seth MacFarlane. You know, we know all of his work: Family Guy, American Dad. What was the Star Trek parody he did? The Cleveland Show, which in itself was a bit on the problematic side. You know, a lot of it was a lot. How we see the world now and everything. Like, yeah, they could have did that way better, and that show could have had a bigger audience, but it didn't because of reasons. Let's see. I don't see. I'm trying to see Steph Curry's film career. Like if he produced, he had a production company. Okay, here we go. Blah 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 blah. Curry was on the film Emmanuel. I didn't see that. In a film called Breakthrough, that looked like it was horrible. Okay. Yep. So that's it. Looks like this didn't look like it was a good movie. Yeah. Doesn't really look like Emmanuel was a documentary. I didn't see it. Don't know how it did, but Breakthrough, uh, it won an award for, let's see here. Oh, it's nominated for Best Original Song. But as far as reception goes, it did not do well. Yeah, did not do well. So, yeah. So that it just kind of bothers me that Eric Monte's name isn't anywhere. No, anybody else who does, any black. I hope some black TV writers show up for this. I hope that some black producers show up and I'll put on a team. But that just bothers me. Like, you're going to put out a show called Good Times and Norman Lear is back on it. I mean, I don't know. It's like part of me wants to really be excited for this because over the years we've heard many, many times about Good Times being rebooted. Like, I think like 15 years or so. Like, I remember one time there was a rumor that Ashanti was going to play Thelma, and everybody was like, no. A whole bunch of, like, Dave Chappelle was going to be JJ. I don't think that one was ever proven. Lil Bow Wow was going to play Michael, I think, at one point, like in the early 2000s, if it would have got rebooted. Yeah, it was a bunch of. If that would have fit, like, I'm not saying he would have been good. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have. But if you're talking 99, 2000, 2001, yeah, Lil Bow Wow probably would have been him or fucking Lil Romeo or Sammy or what's that one kid's name? Starts with a Z. Can't think of his name right now. But one of them probably would have ended up being Michael if it would have came out back then. The more I talk about it, the more I'm just like I want to be positive about this, but when you look at the certain name, like Seth MacFarlane is a good producer and a good director and writer for his people. Just gonna say it plainly. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But it bothers me that Eric Monte's name isn't anywhere in this article. And I looked at 3 or 4 articles, and I don't see it anywhere. I don't see him mention. I see him mention that he was one of the original creators with Michael Evans, but I don't see his name on this project, which bothers me. It's the reason that it declined in the fucking first place. Now, yeah. The more I talk about it, the more down I am about it. And the I don't know. I've kind of moved to 50-50 now. I was at 70-30 at the beginning of me talking about this. Now I'm at 50-50. Yeah, because Norman Lear is the reason that it declined in quality. Norman Lear is the reason that John Amos was fired, and James, his character, was killed off. He was the reason that Esther Rolle left because of the bullshit storyline that a super like Esther Rolle's character, Florida Evans, was a super black Christian. Okay, she did not believe in gambling or drugs or drinking, really. Like, she didn't care for it, really. Like, she didn't like the fact that JJ drew black Jesus. She didn't like that. She liked her white Jesus. She when she could have made enough money to get them out the ghetto, but was upset because this vitamin drink that was out had alcohol in it, and Michael got drunk. But I still have an argument for that episode. It really pisses me off that I'm like, so does mouthwash. So does a lot of things, especially back then, that I'm pretty sure was in her house. And the fact that I'm pretty sure there's going to be, there was child safety precautions. Michael could have picked up a bottle of whiskey and drunk it that James left somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, it just bothered me so much that she went, kids could get potentially, well, that's up to the company. You turn these, I think it was like $2,000 or something like that. I can't remember the exact number, but that's how much of a super Christian she was for them then to come in and go, she's going to marry an atheist. Timeline wise, it was only like a year and some change that after James had died. And this is a man that she's been with since she was a teenager, or I think she was in her early 20s when her and James met. So you're telling me that this super Christian woman who turned down money to get her family in a better situation, think about everything that happened after she turned that down, by the way. JJ got shot. JJ got arrested. Michael almost got beat the hell up by a gang. Thelma was being harassed by gang members. The whole, like, just a bunch of shit. He could have been like, I get everybody has their moral compass, but I'm just saying, and it's like, then she leaves because Esther Rolle's like, this is stupid. I'm not staying here for this. And then when season 6 rolled on, like, when you really look at Good Times, like, the whole thing, if I remember correctly, I just finished watching it like a couple of months ago. Michael was supposed to be Supreme Court judge. JJ was supposed to be this big artist that would open galleries. That was his dream. And Thelma was supposed to be a doctor, I think. And when Eric Monte left, and at this point Michael Evans had been left for a little while. I think he went to go work more on the Jeffersons at the time. They said, oh, fuck all that stuff. So now you got JJ wearing a chicken hat and him cooning, which really fits right in with Jimmy Walker, because Jimmy Walker is that in real life. Fuck Jimmy Walker. So if you don't think he's not a asshole, go read about him. Then you had Michael, who, his dreams went from being a Supreme Court judge to him being a singer and an entertainer. And JJ was supposed to be this artist, and then he was wanting to be a manager for comedians and singers and dancers. And then Thelma, like, her dream was completely thrown away. They had Do you realize they had Thelma be engaged like 4 times? Like once per season, Thelma was engaged to somebody. Y'all didn't notice that? And then basically they end up turning Thelma into a barefoot and pregnant housewife who had to depend on a man for money instead of finishing school. Because I don't think Thelma ever finished college. And that was it. She was just going to be a housewife and we call it a day. They tried to retcon everything in season 6. That didn't help nothing. It didn't. Fans had left and had been left for a while. So yeah, I want like I see comments and people talking about it and people like, oh yeah, I can't wait to see this. But okay, it's hard pressed, man. I'm hard pressed. Like you have, let's see. Let me look. See, there's some other names. Let me see. There's Michael Molina, who is. Do I know his work? Let me see real quick. Do I know his work? Trivia night. That was trivia night. Never even. Oh man. So basically, from what I'm reading, it'll basically it won't be a continuation. It will end up being a just a new take on Good Times. I think that it will be modernized to today, so I think it'll be again from what I'm looking at, it will be like then it talked about things that were happening in the 70s. So I think it's gonna have a family in the projects, but in the 2000s. I hope that the right people are connected and contacted, and the right people are put behind this, and the right people put a pencil in their hand and are able to write, that they get the right voices to do things and they have the right setting and the right tone. Because Good Times, especially like the first 2.5 seasons, had this tone of comedy and message. And then that tone just sort of, it was like, we kind of like, it's like 50% comedy, 50% message. And then when we scoot on in like season 3, toward the end, 4, and then 5, we were more into comedy and goofball shit and less of a message. Like the message lessened with each season and with each major character being either killed off or moved or whatever for JJ to wear his chicken hat. It's the equivalent of, to me, it's the equivalent of what happened to Family Matters. Family Matters was supposed to be this show about a black family in Chicago, and it was supposed to spring off from being its own version of the Cosby Show. And it was supposed to be this wholesome thing about a dad who dealt with being a cop and his kids dealing with their black father being a black cop in Chicago. And then it became the Steve Urkel and Carl hour. And yeah, that it lost its way. There's a lot of black shows that lose their way. And a lot of black actors always doing interviews now, especially with comedy hype, going, the real reason this show got canceled. The show wasn't actually that good. Not gonna call it no names, not gonna say anybody, but there's a lot of people who do comedy hype videos and do the real reason this show was canceled, the real reason this happened. Is it really the real reason that happened, or this is bullshit you feeding us right now? Cause have you seen your show? Your show isn't that good, mister. So yeah, I just want to say that, talk about that real quick. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, I just like I said, maybe they hadn't had a conversation with him yet. Let me look real quick and see if he said anything. Let me just see if he said anything right now about new Good Times. I'm checking it right now. Let's see if he said anything. Does he know? And I don't know like he said anything yet. If he knows or if he hadn't said anything, I'll keep looking out to see if he's even has an opinion on what's happening right now. But anyway, guys, let me know in the comments down below. Do you think that more shows should go this route of being animated, or should they just stop doing stuff like this? And because like some of here's the thing with any show being rebooted or whatever y'all want to call it, reimagined or whatever, sequeled or whatever you want to call it, it seems like no matter how bad one show is, they're still going to think they can keep doing it. They kept going with Fuller House. That show was bad after the second season. Will and Grace was bad after the first 10 episodes of that new season. Roseanne was bad after about that first half, and now the Connors are, it's just a fucking TV show at this point. Some shows that I didn't even know that they rebooted and have been on other TV. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's kind of like, okay. I don't think nobody's learning their lesson here. I think the opportunity just to put something in front of a screen instead of actually sitting down and going, okay, if we're going to do this. The Fresh Prince is coming out. Fresh Prince got canceled twice. Y'all know that? Did y'all know that? It got canceled. It wasn't that good. After they replaced original Aunt Viv, and I'm happy that her and Will Smith have, squashed their beef after all this time. Doesn't change the fact that the show, again, Fresh Prince, another show that suffered what I call the Steve Urkel complex. Like that, it got Steve Urkeled. Will Smith's not a comedian. He's not funny. He's not funny. He's not funny. And that show took a weird turn, and it became, it's supposed to be like a rich black family exploring what it is to be rich and black and dealing with certain issues, and it just fucking forgot about that was the show was supposed to be about. So, and that's the problem with a lot of these shows. And you're gonna reboot it to what? To what end do you reboot the Fresh Prince? To what end? And where do you rewrite it? Will it revamp itself? Will old Aunt Viv come back, and will they just start it from here? I fucking bet you. I bet you if she comes back, the first joke in the first episode of this reboot will be them looking at Aunt Viv and saying, "You look different," or "You look, you lost some weight. Did you get a haircut?" It's gonna be some stupid shit like, I promise you, because they did it twice in the original show. They did it with new Aunt Viv, and they did it with Nikki when they time jumped him for some reason. Y'all didn't notice that, did you? A lot of people don't even notice that Nikki was a baby, and then all of a sudden he was like 10 in like the next season. They've done it a few times with TV shows. Like, they just, like, the kid's just grown now. We're just going to skip the fact, okay, all right, fine, cool, whatever. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you think about this new animated Good Times? What will it be? Who would you like to voice? What characters? JJ and whatnot. I don't know if this is the picture I have up. I don't know if this is the picture they're going to go with. I don't know if this is somebody's or what, or this is just fan art. But we will see, right? We will definitely see. Thank you guys again. I'll see you guys next time.